looks like. Hopefully not too much. So, shit. I don't know. Whoops. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, my bad. Let's get to my picks. All right. So, on the game that is being played tonight, as I am recording the show, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in St. Louis facing the St. Louis Rams. That game is a pick'em. Half-point favorite are the St. Louis Rams. I am picking the Buccaneers, but for the record, this game does, I don't have any confidence with that pick whatsoever. The Buccaneers have been up and down, hard to predict, inconsistent, as a young, talented team usually is, coming off a loss that they maybe should have won, facing a team that's supposed to have a good defense against a rookie quarterback, on the road. But I'm still picking the Bucs because they're the better team, I think, when they play their best. Then, let's see this. On Sunday, we've got the Jets at the Cowboys, confidently picking the Jets to win that game and cover the 2.5-point spread. That would be one of my most confident picks for the week. We've got the Jaguars, a 3.5-point favorite at home against the Falcons, taking the Jaguars to win that game, playing it safe and taking the Falcons to cover the spread there. Then we've got the Bills in a pick'em game at the Washington Redskins. Half-a-point favorite are the Bills. I picked the Bills. Then we've got the Bears traveling to Minnesota, where I will be in attendance watching them take on my Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are a 5.5-point favorite. I think they will win this game, but I think it's within 4 points or less. So we take the Bears in the spread there. Then we've got the Patriots hosting the Titans. Patriots are a 14.5-point favorite. You know what? Boy, I don't know. Yeah, let's pick the Patriots to both win that game and cover that giant 14.5-point spread. Why not? Then we've got the Houston Texans on the road facing the Indianapolis Colts, who are a 1.5-point favorite. This is kind of a pick'em game, too. Both teams with quarterback situations. Luck might be back, not sure. We'll go with the Colts at home. Don't know why, but they seem to be a good home team this year, especially against the division. Then we've got the Kansas City Chiefs on the road in Baltimore. Baltimore's a 7.5-point favorite. I am picking the Chiefs to win that game and cover the spread. Confident Chiefs will win that game, as well as the Patriots and Jets. Then in another big conference one, Panthers 5.5-point favorites on the road at the Giants. Panthers win that game and cover the spread. Then in my biggest, most confident one of the week for a straight-up win, we've got the Seahawks, a 14.5-point favorite, hosting the Cleveland Browns. Let's pick Seattle, to both win that game and cover the giant 14.5-point spread. Raiders at home are a 3.5-point underdog versus the Packers. It'd be great if they could win, and they have a chance, but I'm picking the Packers both to cover that 3.5-point spread and to win the game. However, not a ton of confidence. Then we've got the Bengals now with A.J. McCarron at quarterback on the road against the 49ers. 49ers a 4.5-point underdog. Boy, I'm picking the 49ers to cover that spread at home against the backup quarterback. However, I am picking the Cincinnati Bengals to win that game. Then we've got the Broncos at the Steelers. Steelers a 6.5-point favorite. Same deal there. Picking the Broncos to cover that 6.5-point spread, but the Steelers are going to be your winner. Then we've got the Miami Dolphins at the Chargers. Chargers a 1.5-point favorite. That's insane. Dolphins all the way there. That's a great bet if you're putting money on the spread. Then we've got the Arizona Cardinals against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are a 3.5-point underdog. Cardinals win that game easily, covering the 3.5-point spread. And then finally on Monday night, in yet another terrible Monday night game. All the Thursday night games have been great. All the Monday night games have been terrible. We've got the Detroit Lions at the New Orleans Saints. Saints are a 2.5-point favorite. I just got a feeling about the Lions. Saints seem to be falling apart physically and internally. So we're going to go with the Detroit Lions 38 and the Saints 35. No defense going to be played in that game, Monday night game this week. All right, so there we're done with NFL football spew. All right, now we do have just a tiny bit of college football spew to squeeze in here, as there are some bowl games that will be taking place before the next time we talk football. It is the 17th now, and the first of the 42 bowl games, that's right, 42 bowl games, starts on the 19th, which would be, that'd be Saturday. All right, all kinds of them. We've got Alcorn versus NCAT. Who the hell is NCAT? Like, what does that even mean, NCAT? I mean, I can make out what Alcorn State is, Alcorn, but what? What is this? What? Tell me who NCAT is. Oh, North Carolina A&T. All right. See, like, what is it? That's how crappy these bowl games are. It doesn't even tell you uh, who some of these teams are. You know what? Let's go Alcorn right out the gate. That's on at noon on ABC. Then at 2 on ESPN. Well, that's the Celebration Bowl is the very first one. Then we've got the New Mexico Bowl at 2, where we've got Arizona versus New Mexico. I don't know. I think New Mexico loses the New Mexico Bowl. I thought Arizona was going to be good this year. Then, a big fall from grace. 22 ranked Utah will be at 9-3, takes on 9-3 BYU at 3:30 in the Las Vegas Bowl. Man, Utah, they were in like 8. They had first place votes a month or two ago. And then in the Camellia Bowl at 5:30, we've got Ohio versus Appalachian, I'm assuming. We're going App there. In the Cure Bowl, we've got SJSU versus GSU. Boy, I don't know. GSU's got one more win. Let's go GSU, whatever the heck that is. I don't even know what these teams are. Then we've got, I believe, Arkansas State at 9-3 versus Louisiana Tech, maybe at 8-4. That's at 9 o'clock on ESPN. The New Orleans Bowl. Let's go with the Arkansas State, I believe. And then on the 21st, we've got Western Kentucky versus Southern Florida. Western Kentucky, that's an easy one. Arkansas versus USU, or no, Akron, versus USU on the 22nd in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. By the way, Western Kentucky and Southern Florida playing in the Miami Beach Bowl. So let's go Akron. I don't even know who USU is. United States University. Then in the Boca Raton Bowl on the 22nd, we've got 24th ranked Temple taking on 9-2 Toledo, who was in the top 25 at one point in time this year as well. A fairly decent game. Let's go Temple. All right, and then the Poinsettia Bowl, when we are talking sports again on the 23rd, it will be Boise versus Northern Illinois. Let's go Northern Illinois there. No, let's go Boise. And then in the GoDaddy Bowl on that same day at 8 p.m., that's a 4:30 p.m. Poinsettia Bowl start, by the way. We've got Gasoline University, I don't know, GASO, whoever that is, versus BGSU. BGSU is the only one that even sounds like a school, so we're picking them. And then everything after that would be the Bahama Bowl starting on Christmas Eve, and we will preview all of those when we get that far next week. Yeah, because we'll be talking next week's show, so we'll just save it for then. You're not made picks for all the available matchups. Are you sure you want to save? Yes. See, I'm going for $1 million there. I'm gonna when these bowls are done, I'm gonna have picked all 42 of them correctly somehow, and I'm gonna win $1 million due to the good people at Espen. And yeah, the show production quality is going to go through the roof after that. All right, so there's your college football news. Let's segue over to a quickie in college basketball. Bo Ryan, head coach of last year's national runner-up Wisconsin Badgers, announced going into this season that it would be his final year. He is 67 years old. I believe this is his 15th season as the Wisconsin Badgers head coach, and now after 12 games into the season at 7-5, Bo Ryan has announced that he is retiring effective immediately. That's it. He's done. There are no health issues or anything like that. He's just done. So what a crock of crap. You got these kids that are recruited by this guy. They come here to play for this guy. They're told, well, you'll have at least this 1 year, and then he just craps out 7-5 into it. Like, you're still making the tournament at 7-5 after your first 12 games. Should you continue to? I mean, do you see the records of the big conference teams that make it in the tournament? They're right around 500. You got 20-12 teams are shoe-ins. You got 7 more losses to go yet before you're even around there. I mean, I don't like it at all. It reeks of selfishness. And quit, Now I know some people say that, well, he did it this way to, get his assistant in or whatever, so that he'd have a fair shot at getting the job or whatever. And I do understand that way of thinking. But I also think that a good assistant who's been with a winning program, such as the Wisconsin Badgers for a long time, should he be worthy, he's going to be on the interview list and be considered for the job regardless and have a fair shot as anyone else, if not a little bit better of a shot, because he's been one of your guys. All you're doing now is working him out of the shot this offseason, because if he doesn't take that 7-5 team and make them better before the end of this season, then he's going to be viewed as not the best choice, and he doesn't get the job. So the best thing that you could have did was to stick out this season for both your coaching staff and the players you recruited and the university that's paid you millions of dollars to freaking coach basketball. Are you kidding me? So that's what happened in Wisconsin. Don't know the name of their new guy. I do wish him luck. I hope he is able to take this program and at least make it competitive this year, and really have a fair shot at being the full-time guy, starting next year. However, this is not the way to go about it. It's a whole lot of smoke and mirrors, and really the lying to the kids and the parents of the kids who are trusting these universities and these coaches to give them the best opportunity for success in life, and then have the rug pulled out from under their feet just because it's inconvenient for someone who's higher up and more important. Really can't stand it. Screw you, Bo Ryan. I hope you have a miserable retirement. All right, there's your college basketball news. Boom, how you like that? Nice and hot. And so from college basketball, we segue very quickly to NBA basketball, where your Timberwolves have lost 1, 2, 3, 4 straight games in a row, and most of them being against not all that great teams. They lost to the Nuggets on the road by 3. They lost to the Suns on the road by 7. They lost to the Nuggets at home by 12. And then they lost to the Knicks in New York by 5. That was their most recent game. That was yesterday. Their next game the T-Wolves have is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and they are hosting the Sacramento Kings. That is a game you got to win. You got to, these are teams that you can beat and should. And then especially on Sunday, where we take on one of the worst teams in all of the NBA. Granted, it's on the road. That would be in Brooklyn against the New York Nets. And then we've got another road game, a back-to-back road game while we're up there. Monday night at 6:30, the T-Wolves will take on the Boston Celtics. And then Wednesday, when we're talking sports again, they will be back at home hosting the unbeatable, if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves this year, or any time really in franchise history, San Antonio Spurs. So that's where the T-Wolves are at, not looking so good right now as of late. So let's check in on those standings. T-Wolves are currently, they were like your 8th or 9th seed in the West not too long ago. They have dropped now to 13 out of 15 in the West. They are 9-16. Now, just to put this in perspective, the 8th place team is only 11-14, and that would be the Denver Nuggets that beat us twice here lately. But so from top to bottom in the Western Conference, you've got the Warriors at 25-1 with that one ugly loss. You've got the Spurs. This is exactly where the Spurs want to be. Kicking butt, being great, and nobody paying attention to them. They are 22-5. With the second best record in the NBA. Thunder in third in the West with 17-9, Clippers at 16-10, Mavericks at 14-12, Grizzlies at 14-13. Then we get to the resurgent Rockets post Kevin McHale firing at 12-14, and the Nuggets in the 8th seed at 11-14. Then we've got Jazz at 10-14, Suns at 11-16, Trailblazers at 11-16, Kings at 10-15, one game better than the T-Wolves. Then the Pelicans at 7-18, horribly underachieving this year under their new coach, and the Los Angeles Lakers, the worst team in the West, at 4-21. Out east, your best team is the Cleveland Cavaliers at 17-7, and they will finally be getting Kyrie Irving back any day now. He has not played since Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Look out for them if and when they get fully healthy. Chicago Bulls now back up to the 2 spot at 15-8. You've got a huge cluster F going on here. Pacers at 3 with 15 and 9, Heat at 15 and 9, Hornets at 15 and 10, Raptors at 6 with 16 and 11, Magic at 14 and 11, surprisingly, Pistons 15 and 12, Hawks just outside the playoff picture looking in, also at 15 and 12, Boston Celtics resurgent at 14 and 12, Knicks resurgent at 12 and 14, Wizards underachieving at 10 and 14, Bucks underachieving at 10 and 17, Nets stinking at 7 and 8.